Well, I hear you have to be very patient, and you have to look around where the soil's very rich, where there's maybe some downed trees and just a lot of organic matter there. And look around and be very patient, because in these conditions there's a lot of leaves and they're very hard to spot. So you just have to really take your time.
I was told that the conditions should be good this week because it was chilly and rainy at the beginning of the week, and then it warmed up.
I believe that they come up at night, just from all the years of hunting. I have searched areas before and then waited till the next morning and went back and found mushrooms there.
People are walking the woods and wild areas of Ohio in search of the elusive morel and spike mushroom. It's a short season, from the middle of April to mid-May. There are signs to look for when the hunt is on.
The time of year for me to start hunting is when the redbuds bloom. When you see the redbuds bloom on the tree, you know that the mushrooms are out in this area. That would be the best time to go mushroom hunting.
The signs we look for normally, there's different indicators. I've been told the blooming of the lilac, the blooming of the mayapple, unfurling of the oak leaf, and I think probably the biggest one we normally go by to start with is Mother's Day weekend is normally when we really start looking for them.
The weather has a big part of it. Everyone said, or a lot of people I know says a mushroom is 90% water, so you need that rain. And the best time is when the temperature gets up around 75, 80. That helps pop the mushroom is what they call it. If it rains the night before, and then that evening, it's a warm evening, that's when you want to go out the next morning for sure and hunt mushrooms.
Every seasoned hunter has an opinion on where to look for mushrooms and why they grow there.
Dead elm is a good place, sometimes apple trees, but you can find them out in the open. So it's a nutrients from the dead elm that has died.
Well, when we're in the woods, we typically start looking under dead trees, around dead trees. And sometimes they're not really close to the dead tree. They'll sometimes be a couple feet out, sometimes 4 foot away from the dead tree, and on one side. Sometimes, I don't know if it's a wind, don't know, but sometimes they'll just be located to one side of the tree, but spread out.
In the spring, the trees start budding and they're pushing out these buds that drop these spores, and that's why you have different colored mushrooms around different types of trees. And it pushes the spores out and they drop on the ground, and then when the conditions are perfect, like a warm, rainy night, you know, that's when they grow up.
I've found them in sandy creek bottoms. I found them under pine trees. I found them under mayaples. You're liable to find them anywhere. I mean, we've had them in our front yard before, so you just never know.
In order to find the mushrooms, you have to really search. You have to know your trees. You have to know where the mushrooms grow, and they're very difficult and rare to find. So when you do find a big patch of it, it's kind of like, almost like hitting lottery or something, you know. It's a great enjoyment. It's the thrill of the hunt, I think, is what it is.
To me, a morel looks like a little brain on a stem. It just has all kinds of little pockets and holes in it. They tend to be different colors, from blacks to grays to yellows, what we call yellows, but they're all basically the same shape. A spike typically is just a taller mushroom on a stem with just a little cap on top. It's ribbed cap. It resembles a mushroom, more of a mushroom than a little brain. It's like a little teepee, I guess, maybe a little teepee top on it.
For those interested in learning about wild mushrooms, for 1 weekend in the spring, the Flying J Farm in Johnstown invites new hunters to try their luck.
Well, I opened my farm to mushroom hunting because it's my philosophy. I like to share. We schedule our mushroom hunt ahead of time, trying to hit the prime time, but you never know. It depends on the weather. It depends on rain, depends on warmth, and so we may miss the best time. There are lots of dangerous mushrooms out in the woods, so we have to tell them how to identify the morel mushrooms. I think we're going to have something on the order of 20 to 30 mushroom hunters today.
I have never been mushroom hunting before in my life.
It is my first time hunting for mushrooms.
I found nothing. There is no fungus among us, the whole group.
Well, it was a beautiful day. We got to see some beautiful flowers. Everybody was here. They were very faithful looking for the mushrooms, but none in the woods.
No, you don't always find mushrooms. Sometimes you come back dry. But I guess that's what makes it fun, the challenge. When you hear of, normally you'll hear of other people that have found a basket full or even a grocery sack full, and that's what it does. It gets you excited, and you're thinking, oh, I got to get out there and find some.
And over the years, every mushroom hunter has learned, usually the hard way, there is a code.
No, no, no. A mushroom spot is a secret spot. You never tell a soul. Because we have told a few people before, and those people will beat you there the next time you're out or the next season. You will lose your spot. So someone will beat you to it. So it's a secret code.
It's like fishing spot. I guess you don't tell people where the fishing hole is. You keep it to yourself. So I guess to go back and so you can find them year after year. Maybe not the same place, but maybe the same locale, the same square mile. So keep other people out of your garden. You don't tell them where it is.
To learn to mushroom hunt, you really need to go with somebody that knows what they're doing, because they do have things called false morels, and it looks a lot like a morel, but you can really notice a difference. If you do happen to get one of those, they would be poisonous. You know, there's other toadstools that look like morels, and if you touch them and get them on your fingers and then touch the regular morels, you may get some poison on them as well. So I would say definitely know someone that knows how to do it and go with them first.
Actually, not all mushrooms are edible, and you need to make sure you know what is poisonous before you go mushroom hunting.
It's just exciting. People who have done it, and I think it's addictive. I think once the first time you go out, and after you find your first morel mushroom, you don't want to stop. You want to keep finding. You want to keep hunting. So, and they are very good.
Why do I mushroom hunt? I guess to the experience of getting out in the woods. That's the only thing I can say. I love to do it.
It's just a surprise. That's the fun of it. You just never know.